Hi everyone, it's Kristi. Welcome back to my channel. I'm losing things here. I think you guys are going to love this one. Everybody has scrapbook paper that they either don't care for or it's kind of a odd design and you don't know how to cut into it or whatever. Whether you're a scrapbooker or a journal maker or any other kind of paper crafter, this will work. And what I've done is I've made some card bases. Now this is just out of some craft card that I have. This is a lot thicker than what I usually buy, but they're nice and substantial. So these card bases are 5.5 by 4 1/4 because I took it 8.5 by 11, cut it in half, and then I did this the hard way. I don't know what I was thinking. I did not score. I kind of folded them like I do my paper. I need to score them next time. I think they'll work a lot better. But anyway, I've taken some of my 12 by 12s from the Kirby Teasdale studio and made some really cute cards just by cutting. I don't know if you call it blind cutting or whatever. You do it on the back side and then you flip them over. Now mine are not double-sided, so I don't have the dilemma of ooh which side because they're all white on the back. This is Hobby Lobby, Kirby Teasdale Paper Studio. Anyway, and I've gone ahead and put some together just so you can see. These were 12 by 12 pages that I cut down, and I have a ton of them. So I love how that one came out. And I was thinking how cute if I just took some of this little burlap trim and just run a piece right there on the bottom. That's simple, and then I can put a sentiment inside or outside, whatever, but the idea is to use up the paper that I have in my stash. And how cute would these be, you know, maybe a 4 or 6 in a gift set. Now I know Hobby Lobby has craft card envelopes that fit this size. I believe it's invitation size. I don't have any. I have the 5 by 7 ones because I was going to make a journal with them, but I am going to go get some of those. And then I'm just working through. I made 20 of these. I have only glued down these top 2, but I'll show you what I've got. And they're just, you know, you can add to them or you can use them as is. I mean, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope you can see this. This, of course, you know this is going to be one of my favorites. Pink. Even if parts of the birds or whatever get slightly cut off, it doesn't matter. Look at this one. Okay, this one for example, I would never have cut through that bicycle, let alone put the back end on the front of a card. But look how cool it looks. So I got this idea from May Makes It Crafts, or maybe May Made It. You've probably seen her on YouTube, but she does this with everything, every size card. I've even seen her do it with slimline cards. I've seen her do it with a scrapbook photo album where she just used a blank album and then cut the paper blindly and then just glued it in. So you know, you can go as blind as you want. I love this one. Even though the flowers cut off, she pointed out in her video that your mind finishes and it doesn't feel incomplete. Yet when you try to cut these apart by looking at them, this is the one that was missing, I think. No? I don't know. I'll find it. And then so I did some vertically, and then I did, I need to glue all those down. I did some horizontally. Too cute. Just love these. There again, that pink. This could go either way. There's that bike. I did 2 pieces the same and did one vertically and one horizontally. It doesn't matter. You could put the sentiment down here if you don't like the top of her head showing. This piece of paper was very, turned out very quilty. I might take this, open it up, and quilt around these squares. Yeah, I like that. Here's the other part of her face, the bird. Very cute. I love this. I just love how they turned out. So I thought we'd make a few of those together. So like I said, I took 8.5 by 11 craft card. Well, you know what? I'll just show you. This is falling on me. I need to move it. And these are the pieces that I haven't made card bases for. And if you don't like it, if you think it's too plain like this, you know, doesn't have a lot going on, that one has a little bit more, all of these would work. But you could also use these in your collaging. This one, I would have loved it if the J had come out, if I had trimmed off and then done that. But see, that the whole point of it is not to spend too much time on it. The point is to use the paper, okay? So these make great collage papers. And then you also will end up with this, with this size. And there is some fun cluster materials in here. I mean, look at that. And some of them are solid. It depends on the paper you choose, but these would be great even just folded in half. Look at that one. Love it. Folded in half to make it thicker because it is kind of a thin paper. There's our lady. Just, you know, fun for collage materials or clusters or whatever. So, you know, if there's something you don't particularly like for a card, it'll still work. I mean, I could put this on a front of a card and put some kind of a sentiment down here, and it's not going to matter that her rest of her is missing because it's about the focal point. So, anyway, it's a lot of fun. Let's get busy. Okay, so I'm going to do 3. And like I said, I've got 8.5 by 11 card, craft card here, and I'm going to cut these in half at 5.5. So that's 2. Five and a half. So now I have 4. And 6. Now each 12 by 12 will make 6 cards. So I'm going to score these this time rather than just trying to fold them. So these will be half of 8.5, which is 4 1/4. So I'm just going to score at 4 1/4. That will make it much easier to fold for me. I've got 2 more. This is really thick card. Okay, so now I'll be able to fold those quickly. The side that you score is the outside. You bury the bump. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to flatten those down a little bit. You can do that all at one time in the stack. So I've got 6 more blanks there. And I'm just going to set those. They're sliding all over. I need room for my cutter again. And I'm trying to think. Do I want to do that one? Yeah, let's do that one. It's right on top. So I want to do vertical cards. So I'm going to cut 4-inch columns, 3 of them, and then I will turn them and cut 5 1/4. Okay, so let's do 4. And like I said, you could do this upside down and then you're less likely to say, ooh, I don't want to cut through that or whatever. This one doesn't have a lot of places to worry about cutting through, but all right, let's do five. Oop, I need 5 1/4. So 5 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay. So I've got some fun collage pieces. There's only 3. I mean, that's your scrap really. And then we've got 6 cards here. So we're going to have this one, this one. I mean, they're great backgrounds. Even this one, it doesn't have to be an entire image. These are kind of all around designs. But if you're going to add a sentiment or anything else, these are perfect. And you can just keep them in your stash, and when you know what you want it for, then you can customize it for that. Let's do one that's a little bit more. Let's see. I've got my heirloom stack here too. Let's see. I think most of these are kind of, yeah, that really, I don't know why, but that stack smells so strong of like petroleum. Of course, you know anything like this is going to work, okay? But the idea is that you can use some of these more difficult patterns like this one, and it will still work. So let me hold my finger on that one. See if there's another one in here that's... But you know how sometimes when you get that stack that has like wreaths and stuff around the whole thing, and you're like, what am I going to do with this? I mean, if you're scrapbooking, it's obvious that you want to put a photo or something in there, but those are usually the ones that are left in my stack. And this the same way. I'm going to do this one horizontal. So we're going to do this way. We're going to go 4, and 4, and then we are going to, let's see if I can get that journal in that 5 1/4. Not quite. What if I know I have this much room to play with, which comes out to what? About 1.5 inches. I'm going to cut off, I'm going to just play with this a little bit, only because I want the word journal. You wouldn't have to do this. I'm kind of going against my own rules this way. But I'm just going to cut off 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to do 5 1/4, like that. And 5 1/4. So I have a couple of different shapes of collage material. So let's see what we end up here. So we end up with the lady, again with the dress. I must have already done it this way. The bird, this time I did get the journal in there. We do have a corset. So see, and these are great backgrounds, okay? I would totally use that for a card. It doesn't matter. But anyway, let's glue some of these. I don't have a lot of the scrapbook papers, like the fancy expensive ones. I'm totally blank right now, but the ones that have all of the wreaths and decorative designs, and they're double-sided, because I'm too cheap to spend that much money on paper. I'd rather have more paper. Uh-oh. Come on now. I'd rather have a little bit more paper and have more choices than have, and also it's usually pretty thick on those. Uh-oh, what happened here? So when I came in here, this was laying on its side. My kids got a new cat, and she has been exploring my studio, trying to get into things like I have bags of the cloths, what do you call them, from the shindy rugs. I have a bunch of burlap. I don't know where this is clogged. I might have to, it's not even, the air's not even coming out of it. Huh. I closed it. I put the lid on it. Anyway, we'll see if I can keep going and maybe it'll pop. She's been trying to get into all my burlap, all my fabric, you know, find a nice napping spot. So she's a cute kitty. But we've had 2 cats, and we had to put one down about 3 or 4 years ago, and then about a year ago their cat had cancer and we had to put her down. It was so sad. And they were asking for another one, and I said, no, I want to fix the carpet. I want to do this first before we add any more animals, because we do have a dog. But of course, you know, she's cute and she doesn't have a home, and she's precious, and she is. But Dad gave in. He's the one. You know what he told him? Okay, if you want a cat, then you have to buy the litter box that has the automatic changer on it. And they did. They all pooled together their funds and they bought her. It's the coolest litter box. Whenever she goes in there, it sets a timer for 20 minutes, and then or when she gets out, it starts a 20-minute timer, and then it rakes everything into a box. And it's been very nice because I am highly allergic to the litter. It makes me really ill, and I haven't smelled anything. I haven't seen anything. And yeah, so I think they paid like $200 for this thing. And that was the condition, and they did it. So I was really surprised. The cat was only $60, and she was already spayed. I guess she had had 2 litters of kitties already. So she wasn't a kitten, which was good for me because I just bought new curtains, for heaven's sake. And I was like, she's going to be climbing my curtains. I just took all the tape off the furniture from the last cats. And yeah, but she's been pretty good so far. I think this goes this way. So there again, you could make a ton of these card bases in no time at all. And they all coordinate. I've got those, thinking I've got those Dollar Tree, these. How cute would these be? Looks like I have an extra one on here. Just put that on there. Let's do that. This is kind of raised, but I still want to put a little bit of glue. And we'll put Dream on here. You could ink them. I haven't inked them because this collection is already very vintage. Let's run this down here like this. Let's see what we end up here with. The thing of it is, sometimes you just need to play with your stuff. And I love to watch Gail Agostinelli because she has so much fun. I mean, yes, she makes beautiful things, but she has so much fun playing. And I just enjoy watching her play, and it makes me want to play. And she was doing, what was she doing yesterday? I was watching that video. She was doing old scrapbook paper, so it's along the same lines, using up your scrapbook paper. And then she used the texture paste with the stencils. Oh my gosh. And then the sprays. I want to do that. I have gotten to a point where I don't play nearly as much as I'd like. And that's the whole reason that I wanted to do this, was because I enjoyed it. But if it becomes a chore, look at that. So simple and easy. And that's a perfect card. And you can just write inside. You could stamp something if you wanted to, but that's done. Okay, that's completely done. Let's do another one. Let's do this one. What else have I got in here? And, you know, yes, these kind of have like a sewing theme, but it doesn't matter. These are kind of generic. I pick these up whenever I find them because I just think they're cool. Let's do one that has the button on the other side. There again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue, and I'm going to put this here. Hopefully that's straight, looks like it. I'm using the pink ones, but there's green, there's pink. All of these will work with this collection. So I'm going to put that there, and then let's use a different one of these. There's 3 different burlap ribbons here. So let's do this one. And I want to run this one along the bottom. Oops. Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. You could totally do this in front of the TV. I'd like to get back to the point where I can work in front of the TV. Now that I have my studio in my room, in my bedroom, I almost feel guilty to take stuff to the front. Oh, I cut that way too long. I almost feel guilty to take stuff into the other room to work on it, because I feel like, well, I should be working in here, but my TV in here is on my right, and I can't work and watch TV at the same time. So if I want to do that, I gotta take it in the other room. Okay. Yeah, it's been a productive morning. I got up and my daughter and I went for a walk. It was already hot, so we came back. We didn't walk very far. We left at 8:30, and I said, I guess we need to walk at 7:30. So it was so hot. We came back. I decided to go to the post office. Isn't that cute? I love that. Okay, so this one, I almost think I want to do horizontally. Let's do this one horizontally. Even though the words are going the other way, it doesn't matter. Anyway, went to the post office, and it was closed. It doesn't open until 10 o'clock. I was there at 9 o'clock. So ran through Taco Bell and got their little breakfast box for me and the kids, and came back, ate breakfast, took a shower, went back to the post office, and mailed a package. I think I'm going to run that fabric along here, so I'm going to put this on the bottom right. Came in here, I'm waiting on the freezer guys from Home Depot. I ordered a new freezer that's supposed to be delivered this afternoon. So, well, in my window is, you know, noon to 5 or something like that, so but that's okay. As long as I get the freezer. So we're doubling our freezer space. I guess our first freezer that we had was only 7 cubic. I think I'm going to go one more. 7.1 cubic feet, and this one is 14.1. So doubling my freezer space, and it's a stand-up, so I don't have to dig inside the chest freezer. What a nightmare. People warned me about that. But I was like, you know what? It's only $169. The other ones are $400. Well, of course, it's doubled since I bought that old freezer. And now that old 7 cubic foot freezer is like $389 to buy it brand new. So the one we got, I think, was on sale for $7. So I was like, oh, grab it, because, you know, I need my freezer. The one in the fridge, we have the French door with the freezer on the bottom. It seemed really nice when we first got it, but I quickly filled it up, and it's very much like the chest freezer. Very hard to find things there, and I have to empty the whole, if I drop anything in the back, I got to empty the whole basket to get it back there and clean. So that looks good, guys. That stuff sticking to me. But I think you'll get the idea of this. Let's do one of those that I had glued yesterday. Let's do that one and that one. Okay, so I've got those three. I'll stick those up there for a minute. And let's do these two. So, oh, I think I want to use Inspire. There's a little bit of purple in there, and this Inspire one has purple done. And I think I stood it up instead of laying it down. Anyway, I wanted to get some canning done today. It's really hard, though, to plan. I'm afraid of the rolling blackouts. And you know, if you're canning, pressure canning anyway, and the power goes out, you got to start over, because you have to have that constant 240 to 250 degree pressure going to make sure your meat is safe. We don't want any botulinum spores. Let's do this here. There we go. Let's run that along the side and then trim it off. I like that. Running this along that edge too, you get the feel of that bicycle, but you don't miss the rest of it. Okay. Okay, that looks cool. I like it. I'm not crazy about these little fuzzy things that hang out with this, but I guess that's just part of burlap anyway. So that looks good. Make sure it's not glued together. And then this one's horizontal. I think I'll use a little bit more of this. I think this is 3 yards on this pack. It's 1 yard of each design. So for $1.25, that's pretty good. I keep saying dollar because it was $1 for so long, but yeah, most things at Dollar Tree are $1.25 now. I think she said the snacks are still $1. Anyway, guys, I am about to run out of battery. I think that's why it went off already once. Either that or I ran out of time. So I'm going to put love here. And I'm going to trim off this little trim piece. And I'm going to call it a video, as Gail would say. So there we have cute, cute, cute cards. And you saw, 29 minutes. That's all it took to do 5. And I have more to do. So I think I'm going to play today with making greeting cards. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.